Well, thank you very much for coming out this morning. I guess I have one more small official duty that I have to do today. It's to pin and I guess to kickstart our new president's term for the next 2 years. I've got to know our president, starting with a phone call that I got in 2010 from her CAO, who I knew very well, John Scorbahosh. He said, "I've got this young counselor. I got to do something with her. I've got to get her involved in something else because I think she's going to be absolutely bored in terms of just dealing with municipal, because she's just full of energy and full of great ideas." So I said, "Well, why don't you have her run for the AMO board? And I think we can find something for her to do, keep her busy." And we did. She came on board on the Small Urban Caucus. And very shortly, we actually could see some real leadership qualities in Lynn. So it was probably 2 years from her election to the Small Urban Caucus. Her peers within that group, and I'm one of them, saw that there was a great opportunity to bring her on board as the chair of the Small Urban Caucus. And she's done a great job in chairing that group. And she brings a lot of experience as well, so it gave her an opportunity to sit on the executive and also on our MOU team, and been, I can tell you, an extremely active participant. She believes in Ontario. She believes in all of our communities that it should strive. We shouldn't be struggling. She's a strong voice. I got to see that firsthand yesterday in meetings with the leader of the opposition. And I said to myself, I said, we're leaving the association in great hands with a great new leader. So without further ado, I want to introduce to you your new president for 2016-2018, Deputy Mayor Lynn Dollin from Innisfil.
Thank you so much, Gary. Gary McNamara has been a great AMO president. I know that he, as past president, yes. I know that as past president, he will be a tremendous support for me personally and will continue to be a great asset to the association. And I look forward to your advice and your guidance. Et j'espère que je peux compter sur toi pour m'aider avec mon français. Gary knew how important it is to have someone who is truly committed to the time and energy it takes to be president, and he delivered. His passion shines through. So again, I want you to thank Gary and his beautiful wife, Heather, on behalf of us all. Thanks for being here this morning. What a great week that it's been. I arrived on Friday and our board meetings began and our work carried on throughout the weekend. It was great to see you all arrive on Sunday, and the last 3 days have been a whirlwind. We always want to make sure that the program is useful and practical for you. I hope that it has captured your imagination, because that's what happened to me. Honestly, I came to my first AMO conference for one reason and one reason only: Rick Mercer. He was a speaker and I'm a big fan. I left that conference with a greater curiosity about what AMO was and how it worked. The more I learned about it, the more I thought about volunteering and participating in it more directly. Eventually, with the support of my council, I decided to run for a position on the board. And I have to give a big shout out to Innisfil Council, not only for your support of my nomination, but also your encouragement. Thank you so much. I remember heading off to my first AMO meeting and thinking that this would be a breeze. After all, I was a 16-year veteran councillor with 6 terms under my belt. I knew the issues. I knew what worked and what didn't work. I was ready to share my expertise and shake some common sense into that group. It was a rude awakening. The issues look very different when you step out of your own community and look at the province as a whole. You quickly learn that the perfect, sensible solution for your community could be absolutely absurd, if not catastrophic, for another community in another part of the province. You learn quickly that you need to listen. Solving a problem for one community or for one type of community is relatively easy. That is the position that the province is in. They make decisions that affect all 444 of us. We expect them to go the full distance and listen to us all before they make important decisions. And you can be sure we let them know it when they don't. However, we sometimes fall into the same trap when we try to solve problems by shrinking our circle into more manageable sizes. Yes, we have caucuses to make sure everyone is heard, but we work together through AMO. It's the only forum that unites us all. If we don't listen to one another and we don't care about our actions, what our actions do to our neighbors, the province has no reason to care either. Their job is easier when we work in isolation or splinter. When we give them mixed messages or competing options, it gives them free rein to do what's best for them as opposed to what's best for us. So we are not going to solve problems by creating smaller circles. We need to make this one tent work. We continue to work as individuals fighting for our communities hard, but we come together here. Now, we've been doing this for more than a century now, so it's not like we're starting from scratch. Different regions and caucuses across the province are well represented. I want to congratulate and welcome the new and returning board members. I look forward to working with you. There's a lot of hard-earned experience in the room. There is also a great benefit to participating within AMO because there's a lot to be learned from your colleagues. Peter Hume, a former AMO president and high-profile figure in Ottawa, used to say it best. The best part was the opportunity to learn from everyone else around him. He always acted like the kid who felt lucky to be part of it. The rest of us knew he belonged there. We all gained from what he brought to the table. But I share Peter's sense of good fortune. I feel lucky to be in this room. I feel lucky to serve as your president. I look forward to seeing more of Ontario, and I look forward to meeting more of you. My first instincts are to listen, starting with AMO's consultations on What's Next initiative. We did that in phase 1 of the project, and we will continue to do that as we move into the next. My local media has already asked me what my top priorities will be as AMO president. Well, that's up to you, and it's up to your representatives on the AMO board. We set our course together. It will be my job to give our direction a voice. As you can see from all the topics that we have covered over the past few days, we work on a very diverse range of issues, concerns, and goals, and it's my job to make sure that your needs and concerns land on the right desk at Queen's Park and at Parliament Hill. I don't tell you what's important, you tell us. And be prepared to convince all of us. We're a big tent, and AMO's positions reflect consensus. As a certain past president is fond of saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. AMO advocates on matters of common cause where consensus can be found. It can take time to get there, but the bar is set where the bar should be set. With that in mind, it's worth looking at the program again. Look at all the topics that we've covered here. I know sometimes these conferences can be like drinking from a fire hose. There's just so much to take in. What you see here is just the tip of the iceberg on each of these topics. The research, the hours, and the energy that got each one of these topics this far hides beneath the surface. We've done our homework, thanks in large part to the dedication and talents of an amazing staff. AMO's done our homework on interest arbitration. The system is broken and it needs to be fixed. We did our homework on policing. That's why our recommendations are so hard to ignore. We've done our homework on joint and several liability. That's why people are increasingly aware that unscrupulous lawyers are using this loophole to line their pockets with property tax dollars. We've all seen the billboards and the TV ads. Ontario should place reasonable limits on municipal liability. We made that call again this week, and you saw the province's reaction. We will keep making that call because our expectations are understandable, they're reasonable, and their reaction is unacceptable. We've done our homework on infrastructure needs and funding models. That's why the federal government wants to work with us. We did our homework on housing. That's why a national housing strategy is on the way. You may be thinking that some of these issues have been on the table for a long time, and that's true. And it reminds me of words from another great AMO president, Hazel McCallion, and I quote, "Never, ever give up. Eventually, you'll wear them down." I want you to take a look at the communities you pass along the way. Keep in touch with colleagues that you met over the past few days. We all need to get to know our neighbors and their needs if we hope to satisfy our own. Working on your own will get you a delegation meeting, and you can accomplish something in a delegation meeting. I would offer, however, that it'll take more than that to achieve fiscal sustainability for your municipality and for all municipal governments. To move a mountain like that, we all have to look at the big picture. We will all have to listen to one another and think carefully. We will all have to work together within this one all-inclusive tent. And there's room for all of you in our tent. So my ask of you today is that you simply stay connected with AMO. Read the watch files, visit the website, get an understanding of AMO's positions on topics that affect us all. Call and ask questions of the board members. Join a task force. The more we contribute, the more we can turn ourselves into a powerful force that's hard to ignore. So again, I hope these past 3 days have caught your attention and inspired greater interest in our work. I look forward to hearing from you, meeting you, and working with you. Here's how you can contact me. But most of all, I'm looking forward to serving you as the best as I can as your new AMO president. Thank you.